So
honestly, why is you looking at me?
This is the point. So where to go next?
No, we know exactly where to go.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
We got a roadmap for this shit.
I'm messing.
So honestly, I just really wanted to ask the question. So, I know that you're very determined and you're very focused. So like, who's like one of your biggest motivators, you would say? And it doesn't have to necessarily be an artist. Like it could be a love interest in your life, like your family. What motivates you to get up in the morning?
I mean, there's a couple of things, but mostly my mom. Like I just want to be able to get her whatever she wants. Like I know it sounds cliche, but we all do. But
shout out to Michael Bronxly's mom, everybody, because she's the GOAT. Like she's cool. I like her.
She's pretty cool.
She hasn't met me
but
yet,
not for real. Like
you're just like a silent observer.
She just knew
like,
through me.
She just be stalking her Insta or something like that. Like, yo,
I totally
she's
looked at the
slaying right now.
I'm totally
His
Joe.
mom.
I'm Joe
Mom.
from Hello You.
Hello there. Oh my god.
But not for real, yeah. I mean, it's cliche, but for real, like, I mean, I just want, to be able to get whatever my mom wants. And that's
there's no love interest that got you in the studio lately?
Right.
No,
I really want to know.
Come on, bro.
There has to be somebody. Like,
everybody has. I feel like
girl.
I'm gonna tell you.
Valentine's Day is next week,
and I'll be.
Don't forget, you're gonna be alone on I did not mean to.
Netflix.
Netflix, yeah.
Me and Netflix gonna be best friends.
Okay.
You and Netflix. I'm just talking to the viewer because most of these people are gonna be single. I'm gonna be single on Valentine's Day, and I'm gonna be happy because I love myself.
And I told myself I'm renting someone for Valentine's Day. So if you would like to be one of those people, then what's up? I'm just kidding.
Did you just
do for Valentine's Day?
Like, are you doing an ad for like a gigolo? Like,
you said
remember that song?
I had to go for it. There was a window open, and I just crawled through that fucking window.
No, I fuck with that. That is good energy. It's confident. I gotta fuck with it, man. I gotta give you props. Yo, you ain't lying though. She finna have so many niggas in the
Michael
comments.
Bronxly was cool, but Juno, what's your number though? What's your number?
No, but
what you like to eat?
And he's still going. He's so big.
I'm sorry.
Still going. Okay.
Red Lobster? Crab? Okay.
Right. And I promise we're gonna fight off camera and off this podcast. Get ready to square up. So anyways, I know that you have some songs coming out, and I'm like super excited to hear them. So
who told you that?
I mean, word of mouth. I'm just your name is straight.
I had something I wanted to ask you because you strike me as somebody who is like a perfectionist to a certain extent. Here and there, I see little glimpses of it. Like, don't try and bullshit. Like, I see you. I peeped that early because so I have to ask, like, what is one of the harder things with a project that you like have to fine tune before you put it out? Like, what really is like you're just like fuck, like I can't put this out until I get
X, Y, and Z.
Right.
No, I feel that. This is gonna sound incredibly conceited, but I promise that's not it. So I'm blessed to be able to write my own raps, rap, sing, produce. Also like record, mix and master. Like I'm blessed to be able to learn all those gifts and be able to do that. So the mixing and the mastering is the hardest part because you're going through multiple times. You have this one mix, you're like, all right, let's see how this sounds with the car. You go to the car, it's like, that ain't it. So then you got to go back and do another mix, and then you're like, okay, that was better, but this needs to be changed. So you got to go back, and then you do. So that's the hardest part, and you got to do it for every song. And then once it's all complete, especially if you're doing like an album or project, and the way that I like to do my projects is I like to have them, for the most part, blend and conjoin together. So like one song flows into the next, and all that is a lot of work because you have to make sure that everything that the listener can feel that transition to the next song. So there's a lot of that can go into it. So
I feel like there's the cohesion of a project is like one of the more slept on. It's one of the more subtle things that come with, especially like an album. So I would and I like one of my favorite kind of albums to listen to are concept albums. I love concept albums. A story, a philosophy, something that you want to slip in there beyond just the music, because the music is fantastic. And I was talking to somebody about this the other day, because I had revisited an artist, and I had revisited one of their concept albums, and I like really realized, I was like, shit, I'd been sleeping on this for so long. Like, this is like insanely good, but there was a few cuts on there that I really, really liked, and a few cuts that I was just like, okay, it's good, it's cool, like it's not that bad, but like it's not really like this one, you know what I mean? So it's like, but that takes away from the cohesion of the product. So like, would you say it's better to have a cohesive and like a concept album? Let's just go with that for a second. So, would you say like a concept album, or would you say versus just like a list of fucking bangers that are just like insanely good and like?
And an example I'd give is like definitely Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City.
I was thinking that the whole time.
And real artists only think that. Like, if you thought that at home, you reeled for that. And honestly, because I didn't hear Good Kid, Mad City until last year fully. And I genuinely thought that was one of the best albums out. Like, no one could top Good Kid, Mad City when that came out. And I feel like, honestly, concept albums, they're kind of the way to go. Like, you see Chance's success. I can't say success. Oh, my God. Whatever. Fuck this. But, yeah, like, you see that. Mom. But, yeah, and you've seen that. So, like, what would you say?
Sorry. Oh, shit.
I hate you. But definitely, like, what would you say, though? What's better?
Definitely concept album, 100%. I definitely like to hear albums that, you know, have the bangers after banger after banger on it, and I'm definitely down for that. However, like, concept albums to me are something that the artist, or the listener, I should say, could feel. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Good Kid, Mad City, like, you felt like you were in Compton when you listened to that album. Like,
definitely.
Like, nobody can say that they didn't feel that way.
Run up on the block right now.
I will concede that the album that I re-listened to was To Pimp a Butterfly. So
that's awesome.
I was like, that album, when it first was released, it was 2015. I was fresh out of fucking high school. You know what I mean? Just a complete idiot still. I don't know how I passed any of my classes. But point is that I like listened to the album, and there was a few songs on it that I really, really loved. Like, you cannot tell me that Alright is not to this day one of the best Kendrick songs. Okay?
That's one of the best hip hop songs of all time. Like, that's a legendary song, yo.
No cap.
For our community, for our culture, that's a legendary song.
I was listening to somebody was saying that it was like our generation's version of What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. Like,
yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Nice, yeah.
They're right. I remember I was at the time I was a server at IHOP, right? And we had this group of cops come in, and so I was like, they had this little speaker in the back. I was like, turn that shit all the way up right now. Like, oh my God. I was like serving it, just jamming, just.
And what about
here's your pork? And so I was like, dude, I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
So I'm just kidding.
But nah, cause like I just want to talk about concept albums, like and get like a little bit more, cause like that album, Good Kid, Mad City, and then one of my favorite concept albums, Everybody by Logic. I really that was oh my God.
That was a very good album.
Let me just interject here for a second.
Okay.
Logic is a phenomenal artist, and people just knock him all the time. And Everybody was one of my least favorite albums from him. However, it was one of the best albums that needed to come out. And then that song, the Suicide song, the 1-800 song, that song, I don't think people really understand how much that touched people, because it's one of those songs that's going to touch people that you'll never know about because of the topic that he's talking about. You know what I mean? So there's so many people that are going to listen to that song, and it's going to hit them in a certain way, and you're not going to know about it because they don't want to share that information. You know what I mean?
That music video,
man.
That was a hard.
Oh my God!
It had me in tears.
Yeah,
like
so
I was crying.
I just want to put that out there.
I ain't gonna admit it because I don't cry, but I did cry a little bit.
If Logic ever sees this, he's from Maryland, so I gotta let him Gaithersburg.
Shout out to Logic, though.
Shout out to
Logic. But you know what album I didn't know was a concept album until I saw a documentary? Travis Scott Astroworld. I had no idea. I just, like, honestly, before I watched the documentary, I didn't listen to a lot of Travis. I really wanted to see what he was about, like, beyond, like, the Kylie Jenner bullshit and beyond all of that. I really wanted to know who he was. And when I watched that, I did not know that, like, Astroworld was, like, actually a thing. And, like, his mom used to take him there a lot as a kid. And it's crazy that, like, he has, like, all in his music, all these different, like, gem lyrics that people really don't listen to, and they don't understand or grasp the concept, and you have to listen to his album over and over to really understand what concept he's trying to portray. And it's kind of like a nostalgic album. Like, would you guys say that? It was, like,
it was years in the making. Like, a lot of people don't know that, but, like, that album was being worked on when Birds in the Trap, Sing Brown McKnight came out. Like, that album was still being worked. That was like 2016, 2015, I think.
That's a long time ago.
But yeah, so, like, that album is great. But yeah, it's definitely, like, a lot of things that you can hear in that album, like, that have, like, that nostalgic kind of feel to it. And, man, yeah, Travis is, like, one of my biggest influences, so.
What was I going to say? Words are hard.
Words are definitely hard.
We picked, like, the best possible career to get into for words being hard is just talking. But, like, no. Point I'm trying to make, what I was trying to say is that even though I was, like, with my initial question, I think that specifically Astroworld and Good Kid, Mad City, and To Pimp a Butterfly are the best of both of those. Like, all those songs, after I gave him a couple, especially To Pimp a Butterfly, after I gave it a couple listens, I was like, there's not a bad song on this album.
It really isn't.
They're all fantastic, and especially Astroworld. Astroworld is just hit after hit after hit.
And that's the thing, like, that's a combination, like you were saying, like, Astroworld has banger after banger after banger, but if you sit down and actually pay attention, like, it's a whole nother world. Like, he's really taking you to a whole nother planet.
Right.
Like, sometimes,
And so, like, I've listened to your music before, Michael, and I hear a lot of things in your music that stand out to me, like, lyric-wise. And would you say, like, you definitely focus on your lyrics, like, very hard when you're writing to, like, come up with different, like, things that are relatable to people of this generation?
Definitely. I mean, I'm not super into lyrics. I ain't gonna lie. I'm more so into the experience of listening to the music. Like, you know, I that's how I take in music. Is I definitely listen to lyrics, but at the same time, like, I like to listen to the whole thing. Like, everything plays a part in the album. Like, that they wouldn't release an album unless every single piece plays a part. So I like to listen to those types of things. But, like, definitely lyrics are a big thing. And I'm definitely a person that preaches, you know, a lot of positivity. You know, one of my projects that I worked on was called No More Negative Energy on Apple Music. Spotify title, all the above.
Oh, that would be
You can even Shazam it now. I didn't even know that was possible. But yeah, like, it's, you know, I'm all about just positivity and just, you know, bringing positivity to rap, but still having it be cool, you know?
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say is that, like, so a lot of people feel, specifically with, like, Travis, and I'm going to draw, like, a little line between, like, a little connection between you and Travis that I see, not really solely sound, but more so in the sense that because you are a producer, a lot of people say, like, Travis is a producer that also raps, you know what I mean? And so, like, that's one of the things to me that stands out, in that would make sense if this was his thought process. I don't know. Travis, let me know. But what I'm saying is essentially is that it is lit. What I'm saying is that the idea when you're doing something lyrically, you're also thinking about how it sounds sonically.
Right.
So that sonically it is very, very appealing and, like, easy to listen to, and or it comes back and it sticks in your head. And so, like, I see that a lot with Travis, and I also, what you just said just now confirms that to me, that, like, that's one of the things that connects you guys both. And I would say is also something that happens a lot with just any artist who is a producer and a rapper as well. And so, like, when you're producing your project, you're also writing your lyrics, and you're thinking, like, okay, this would sound good here, like, this would sound good here versus here.
The process is all the same at the same time. Like, you know, it's not like I write down my lyrics and, like, okay, now I gotta go find a beat to work with. It's like, no, it all just happens at the same time. So, yeah.
And so I'm just gonna, like, kind of, like, wrap up my, like, last questions with you, because, like, honestly, you've given us, like, so much today, and I'm, like, so excited to honestly, like, hear the songs that you have dropping. Like, I know you just worked on, like, 2 in the studio the other day that I heard, and I was, like, very impressed. So lastly here, for my last question for you is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years in your music career?
I see myself in Texas in a nice house with a horse.
Okay, the horses are
nowhere.
back.
And a house for the horse.
Horse again. Okay.
With some beautiful plants.
All right, Kenneth can help you plant those.
Lots of ferns.
Shout out to Kenneth.
Shout out to all the plants.
Plant his house. He'll be on the next episode, guys. You'll see a lot of him.
But yeah, no, for real. I mean, I the music career thing, I just like to keep just making music. I don't really have a lot of goals when it comes to music specifically. I just love making music, so it's just, I understand that this is a pathway that could lead me to be able to, like I said, help my family out financially and, be a pathway for me to just be happy doing what I love to do and making money off of it. So,
do you feel like in the future you would get to the point where you'll be performing?
Oh yeah, I think so.
And
one day.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm really into like people like hearing my music and like listening to what I'm saying and listening to the ideas, first, and then eventually I feel like it'll get to a point where like it'll be prepared to be performed live.
So you guys heard it first.
Better at performing live.
He doesn't. So Michael doesn't like to perform live right now, which is cool, But definitely, that is definitely one of the things that Sense wants to incorporate in the future. So be on the lookout for other artists doing live shows, and it's coming real soon. So we can't wait for you guys to hear that. But honestly, we are gonna get to hear Michael, just not live. So after this, we're gonna hear some really cool Michael Bronxly. What song is it gonna be though? Like, we never... I didn't even know which one you bought today.
Outer Space.
You bought Outer Space today? Okay, yeah. I can't wait. All right.
Yeah, let me go get her at the car. No,
because, right, out the car.
Grab it off of Apple Music.
Right.
But Outer Space. You guys will probably check it out. But yeah, that song is a super dope song that me and my homie Ashford did, and it was just kind of spur of the moment. It happened early last year, and then we released it at the end of last year, so 2019. So yeah, check it out.
It's a very good song. Like, I smoke to it very frequently. Like, honestly, it's a very great smoking song. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Sense. My name is Juno.
I'm Brandon.
And this is Michael. And thank you guys for watching and listening to Sense. And sorry guys, you can find us on social media. My Instagram is Junoverse. My Twitter is Junoverse. And that is spelled JUNOVXRSE, and it will be in the link below.
You can find me on Instagram at BummyPoppy or Bummy_Poppy. I don't have a Twitter. I will get on that. I swear to God, I'll be on there roasting all of you. And then you can also find me on Snapchat at Several Days Late. If you guys just want to give me a holler or something like that, and you guys feel like you have an artist that you would be really, really, really interested in seeing on this show, you should put their name in the comments so that we can be proactive about it, so that we can get them on and get more people to see their amazing art. So, guys...
I had to put mine out there too, because this is.
And I just want to let you know
at Michael Bronxly on Instagram, and Twitter is Bland Beats. If y'all go on Twitter, y'all can scroll down to the bottom and see all my old tweets from when I was in high school. And y'all can roast me and do whatever, and then say that I can't do anything in life because of my old previous mindset. But yeah.
And don't forget to follow us at SensePodOfficial on Instagram. And that's a wrap, guys.
Outer space, outer space, outer space. When I'm with you, I get taken to a place. Outer space, outer space, outer space. The whole world stops when my clock is in your head.
Houston, we got a problem.